Hello and welcome. So today it is all about summer fragrances. Summer is here and there's just been so many new fragrance releases that we're all wondering, okay, so where should we spend our cash, right? Which fragrances are the best investment as it relates to a summer fragrance? Today I have for you a total of 12 perfumes, and I think I've selected a good mix of designer, but they're top tier designer fragrances, and I also have some Western niche for you. I also made sure to select fragrances that we have not necessarily discussed here on the channel recently because you've heard all about those fragrances. So most of these fragrances are not very new, which is actually great because that means that I've had quite a bit of wear experience with them. So I can assure you that these are exceptional selections. As I share these fragrances, I will not be doing it in any particular order. I will be giving you some details, but all of these fragrances for the most part have already been reviewed here on the channel. All right, so let's go ahead and get started because we have 12 fragrances. But before we do so, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. All right, so let me go ahead and quickly share with you the lipstick of the day. And of course, this is from Chanel, and this is the Rouge Dua Ultra Tenue formula. And this one is in 43 Sensual Rose. I have shared with you this lipstick formula time and time again recently, and I've told you why I really love it. This is my favorite Chanel lipstick formula. You know, it has that duality of giving you, the lip color plus the serum that makes the lipstick be non-transferable, but truly it is non-transferable. It is not going anywhere. I also wanted to share with you today's liner, and the liner is 172 Bois de Rose. And of course, that is the liner that I'm wearing, and then I applied the lipstick. So I will leave everything in the description box in case you are interested. I also wanted to share with you the winner of my latest giveaway. I'm pretty sure all of you are not aware, but I did recently have a video about the House of Dastan where I shared with you their latest fragrance, which is Unseen. Loving it, by the way. But during that video, I also announced a giveaway, and it was for a full bottle of one of their top sellers. I actually think this is their top seller, and this is Game of Joy. So I will, of course, put right here the name or the profile name of the fan member that won this incredible fragrance. Congratulations. I've already been in touch with them and they've already provided their shipping address. So this one should be getting out to you very, very soon. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the first fragrance that I have for you today. And again, I highly recommend these 12 fragrances that I'm going to share with you. I've had them all in my collection for quite a while with very few exceptions. And the first one is from my favorite fragrance house, which of course you guys know it's Xerjoff. And this one is Dama Bianca. Absolute perfection for the summer. This is a fragrance that is the epitome of elegance. This fragrance will not only make you smell good, but it is also a very elegant, a very versatile fragrance because you can use it for just about any occasion. I'm out of little strips, so I'm just going to go ahead and spray it in the air a bit. So Dama Bianca is really like a collection of purple florals because it has some violet, it has some iris. It's a very floral based fragrance. But what makes it just perfect for the summer season, even though it does have, those purple florals, and of course the dry down is powdery, truly not excessively, but it is a powdery dry down. But the thing about Dama Bianca is that it also has some citrusy notes, and those citrusy notes bring about that freshness that will make it perfectly suitable for the summer season. This is the fragrance that really you should reserve for special occasions. I'm not necessarily speaking about formal events, but I am speaking for those occasions or events where you want to feel different and special, not like you feel every day with the fragrances that you may wear every day. So for me, this is a very special fragrance. So does that mean that it's only limited to like a wedding or a formal event or anything like that? No, you could actually wear this, as a casual fragrance, but I'm just saying that it's for those moments where you really need a little bit of a lift and you just want a fragrance that's going to make you feel very, very special. The next fragrance that I have for you is from a fragrance house that ever since I tried their first fragrance, I think it was a couple of years ago, if not a little bit more, I fell absolutely in love with this fragrance house and nothing has changed. But this fragrance that I'm going to share with you is actually one of my 2 top favorites. And today, I think I own like 7 bottles. I think I have just about every single one of their fragrances. But this one is from the House of Beau, and this one is La Mar. Oh, okay. So La Mar is the epitome of resort luxury. La Mar has, to my nose, a tad of a sunscreeny quality, like a sunscreeny scent quality to it. But this fragrance really has a very marked marine / ozonic quality to it. It is a fragrance that, again, speaks to like 5-star resort luxury. But am I saying that this one is only good for when you are on vacation at a luxury resort? No, this is just perfection for the summer. Do I think that this is a signature scent worthy for the summer fragrance? It is worthy, but I'm not sure that I would wear this, for example, to the office during the summer season because, again, that marine presence is very, very marked. But at all that, I do want you to know that this is truly a white florals centric fragrance with a very marked marine / ozonic quality. Within the white florals, the one floral that you will definitely pick up on is the tuberose. And the beauty of this fragrance is that it also has the note of coconut, and that coconut is very creamy. But although you get that marine quality, that coconut, it's not really a fragrance that I would describe as tropical. It is just an absolute delight and perfection for the summer season. Let us know if you've tried La Mar, and if you haven't, I highly recommend that you get your nose on it because this is the ultimate fragrance that if you pick up this fragrance, I don't think that you'll need anything else for the summer for quite a while. Now, the next fragrance that I have for you is one of the few that, as I told you in the opening, I did include from the most recent 2025 releases. This one is from Balmain, and I have talked here already and done a detailed review of Blanc Galaxie. This fragrance is absolutely exquisite. It is a very citrusy fragrance. I would definitely call this a freshie. But the thing about this freshie is that it is truly, in my opinion, very, very unisex. It is a fragrance that speaks to the summer season from all angles. This is one that you could make your signature scent. You could dress it up. You could dress it down. It is absolute perfection. And this is a fragrance that, although it is a freshie, does perform impeccably. Actually, all of the fragrances that I'm sharing with you today have impeccable performance, but I wanted to make sure to mention that with this one because it is a freshie and typically freshies don't last very long. But this one is a powerhouse. It's not beast mode, but it is a fragrance that will get you over the 8-hour mark. Blanc Galaxie is very much a musk-based fragrance, but the musk is not animalic, and I would say it's like a level 3, which means that you are going to pick up on the musk, but the musk has been done very smoothly, so I don't think that you should be concerned about that unless you are one of those fan members that really does not enjoy a musk-based fragrance, because the musk is definitely very present here. But this is an incredible freshie that I also find kind of addictive. Let us know if you've tried Blanc Galaxie, but if you haven't, I highly recommend that you at least try it because you are going to be rather impressed. So the next fragrance that I have for you is from one of those fragrance houses that I absolutely love. There's just very few fragrances from this house that I've ever tried that I do not own, because typically when I try one of their fragrances, I fall in love and end up picking it up. But this one, oh, this one is my number 2 favorite in this entire house. And this is Nishane with Tuberoza X. Oh, stop the press. This fragrance is for my true violet lovers that also want a mix of florals. You're going to get a floral bouquet in this fragrance, but without a shadow of a doubt, the star of this fragrance is the tuberose. But this tuberose has been done so exquisitely. And what I love about this fragrance is that it is a true mix of white and yellow and purple florals, where the tuberose is the star of it all. But you are going to pick up on that mix of florals in the smoothest and most beautiful way. But honestly, coming from Nishane, I am not shocked at all, because the blend here is exquisite. And this is a fragrance, though, that you do have to know is quite powdery. This is not like a little bit powdery or maybe powdery. No, this is a very powdery, dry down kind of fragrance. It is beast mode on my skin, and it is one that I have to tell you, this is perfection for the summer season. Any occasion, just not like one where you're expecting to perspire a lot, because again, this is a powerhouse. And I hope you guys are ready today, because I hope you understand that these 12 fragrances that I'm sharing with you are deep. They're not just likes or loves. No, they are deep loves of mine. So you're going to get a lot of passion and a lot of love whenever I speak about them today. So the next fragrance that I have for you is from Boadicea the Victorious, and this one is Envious. Let me tell you, let me just start by telling you about the feel of this fragrance. This is the kind of fragrance that you want to wear when you want to be noticed. This is not a below the radar type of fragrance. Envious, as the name states it, is a fragrance that will make you the envy of all of those around you. So you want to make sure that you wear this fragrance when you're ready to command that level of attention. Envious is an incredible, this is an incredible fragrance that is the perfect mix of yellow and white florals, where you're going to pick up clearly on the ylang-ylang, and you're going to also pick up clearly on orange blossom. But at all that, there's rose, there's tuberose, if I recall correctly. There's quite the bouquet of florals in this fragrance. But here's the thing. This is not your everyday regular floral fragrance. No, this is the floral fragrance with an attitude. Again, ready to take on that envious crowd. But this fragrance, although it has all those florals and it is quite a powerhouse, it is perfection for the summer season, in my opinion. Do I pull it off on other seasons? Do I pull it? Absolutely. But I just think that this is perfect for the summer season, because it is your perfect floral type of scent. The fragrance also is ambery, and there is some vetiver here, and there is, of course, vanilla. And it is a musk-based fragrance. The musk, to my nose, is a tad animalic, but it is just, in my opinion, the perfect amount of being animalic, because it allows the fragrance to not just be, again, just a floral, musk-based fragrance for the summer. It is a floral musk-based fragrance with quite a bit of character and oomph. Again, a statement-making kind of fragrance. Let us know if you've tried Envious. So the next fragrance that I have for you is one that, from the first moment I read the notes of this fragrance, I had not even tried the fragrance. There was just something that kept telling me, Arahi, try the fragrance. I kept hearing comments about how it was very green, how it was this, how it was that, but something kept telling me, try the fragrance. And when I finally got myself a sample, because I couldn't get it here in the US easily, I would have had to order it from overseas to get it really early on. But when I first sniffed it, I wanted to kick myself for not having picked it up the moment that my gut feeling told me that I needed to try this fragrance. And I am speaking about Dries van Noten, and this one is Vanille Camouflage. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, wow. As the name says it, this is a fragrance that is very, very green. I do enjoy a green fragrance, but not when it's excessive, right? Because you may agree that there's a couple of fragrances, coming to mind is one from Frederic Malle, and I can't remember if it's, no, I'm not even going to try, but there's a fragrance from Frederic Malle that I actually own, and that is very, very green. I have to be in a certain mood for that one. But this green is just glorious because this fragrance has two notes that are truly the stars of the fragrance, in my opinion, and that is the note of vanilla and fig. But here's the thing, the vanilla definitely takes the complete lead, followed closely by the fig. But the real star of the fragrance is not necessarily a note, it's that green accord. And the thing about that green accord is how it's been done. This is an unprecedented, beautifully done green accord fragrance in my collection. It is a fragrance that is very aromatic and it has a very strong woody presence. The vanilla is definitely in the lead. You have that fruitiness of the fig, as I said before. The fragrance is sweet, not very sweet, but it is sweet. But when I tell you that the beauty of the fragrance is that green quality that is with you from the first moment you spray it all throughout the wear of the fragrance, it will be with you. This is a high compliment getter, but this is not the type of fragrance where people are just going to ask you, what fragrance are you wearing? No, they're going to want to have a conversation about it because the scent is quite different. This is the type of fragrance, the feel that I get with this fragrance is when I want to be set apart, right? When I want to be not part of the crowd. I don't want to be sniffed or perceived as part of the crowd. I want to be able to stand apart from the crowd and call a different kind of attention, because that is what you're going to get with this fragrance. This is a very modern twist on a vanilla-centric fragrance. It brings in that greenness, and I am telling you, even though that green is not a note, it is a quality of the fragrance. I am telling you, that is the real star. This is a fragrance that is absolutely incredible for any occasion, just not one where you're planning to like sweat too much, because this is a powerhouse. This one on my skin is a powerhouse. It is not going anywhere once I spray it. Anyway, I could go on and on talking about this one because it is just exceptional. Please let us know if you've tried Vanille Camouflage and how you feel about it. So the next fragrance that I'm going to share with you is not going to come as a surprise because this one is extremely mass appealing. And I think that from the first moment most of us sniffed this fragrance, we knew that we needed a bigger bottle. And we did request it time and time again until, of course, Mona decided to make our wishes come true. So here now we have Maui in a bottle, Sweet Banana. I believe it's 36. This fragrance is like a summer showstopper. This is a fragrance that has such a vacation. Truly, this smells like if you were in Maui. If you've ever been to Hawaii, to any of the islands, you will agree that this is very reminiscent of being there. It like automatically puts you there. It's really interesting to me. Here you have an exquisitely done banana note, and this banana is ripe, it is sweet, it is juicy, it is just perfection. You also have here some coconut, you have the note of pear, and I do pick up on the pear and the banana in the opening, but the banana is the star of this fragrance in my opinion, and to my nose for sure. This fragrance also has some woodiness, but not a lot. It is just perfection. This is the type of fragrance that you definitely want to have in your suitcase when you're going on holiday. And actually not in your suitcase. I would have maybe this big bottle in the suitcase, and then I would bring like a travel size with me in my handbag, because this is just absolute perfection. I'm sure that I don't have to speak much more about this one because you must know about it. Like before, she finally launched these bottles, this size, which is like the 50 ml. I wish we had like a 200 ml because I would definitely pick it up. We had the little tiny bottles, and I went, you know, during the launch season, which was last year, I went like through 3 of those little packs because they were just very tiny. And this is just a very, very addictive scent and attention getter. Wow, the compliments. Wow, incredible. I can't speak highly enough of this fragrance. Please let us know your thoughts if you have also fallen madly in love with Maui in a bottle. This next fragrance, I just don't even know where to start, okay? Because this fragrance is just incredible. But I have to tell you, coming from Victoria Beckham, what else could you expect? Because I don't know about you, but I absolutely love Victoria. I love her fashion. I love, you know, I've been following her for so many years. Yes, starting with Spice Girls, but to be honest with you, I love her more even after the Spice Girls because her taste is just impeccable. And this fragrance is truly, okay, the epitome of wealth, richness, opulence, luxury, sophistication, elegance in a bottle. And of course, you know I'm speaking about Portofino 97. This fragrance for me, guys, is a lifer. This is a lifer. This is the fragrance that you definitely want to get your nose on. If you want a fragrance that will speak on your behalf, wherever you show up wearing this fragrance, people will turn around to see who just stepped into the room. And it's not because it's a loud fragrance, because it's not loud. It's not smooth either, believe me. No, this is a statement-making fragrance, believe me. But I just want to make sure that you don't think that it's screechy or too loud or obnoxious. No. This is a fragrance that you could make your signature scent during the summer season. To be honest with you, if you want to wear it all year, go for it, because that's how highly I think of this fragrance. Of that entire line, of her entire line of fragrances, this one is definitely my favorite. And I will have a video where I will talk about a couple of the others that I really, really love within this collection. But Portofino 97 is just glorious. I just don't even know how else to describe it. This is the kind of fragrance I am telling you that when you wear it, regardless of the occasion, regardless, people will turn around to see who is this person with that scent. And some people, I will tell you this, will be intimidated to approach you and ask you what you're wearing. But others, you know, will muster the strength to approach you and ask you, what are you wearing? Where did you get it? And the reaction is that they immediately go on their phone and try to see if they can order it. They want to confirm with me before they place the order that this is the bottle, that this is the fragrance. I mean, it is just an automatic reaction, and it's happened to me over and over and over again. This is a very aromatic and ambery fragrance that has a very strong presence of two accords and qualities. The first one is a marine quality because there are some aquatic notes here for sure. There's a very strong marine quality to this fragrance, but curiously enough, that marine quality does not make it like a beachy kind of fragrance. No, it just adds an air of understated elegance and sophistication to it, making it not so much of a formal fragrance, but one that is very versatile and therefore that you can use for any occasion, day or night, dress it up or dress it down. Now, this fragrance also has a very strong citrusy presence. Definitely citrusy, but it's not a freshie. It's not a freshie, but those citrusy notes will show from the first moment you sniff it, all throughout the olfactory journey and throughout the wear of the fragrance. Then, to add some character, you will find that the fragrance has a woody presence. Oh, this fragrance, it has a woody presence. And to top it all off, there's like a bit of an earthy quality here that just grounds the fragrance and adds a touch of like sophistication and oomph to it. I tell you, if you have not tried Portofino 97, please do yourself a favor and just either get it, if you trust me, or get yourself a sample. get yourself a sample, because I am telling you, you are going to fall madly in love with this fragrance. This fragrance will make you want to try the others in this collection, and I really encourage you to do so. I will be sure to not only link this one, but I'm also going to link for you my number 2 favorite for the summer season from this collection. So the next fragrance that I want to share with you is from a designer, but this is not just any designer. You have heard me talk about this collection over and over. It just seems like for every season, I have a fragrance to recommend for you from this collection. And this is Donna Karan, and this is Cashmere and Tiare Flower. Wow. Okay. This fragrance is summer in a bottle, but it's not just summer like I'm at the beach. No, this is all around summer. If you're looking for a signature scent for the summer season, Cashmere and Tiare Flower is your fragrance, because let me tell you, I pick up, of course, the star is the Tiare Flower, truly. The fragrance, like all the other fragrances in this collection, if you have experience with Cashmere and Palo Santo, or the new one from this year, Vanilla Essence, those fragrances all have a very marked woody presence. This one is no different, because that woodiness is what gives these fragrances an additional layer of character. In Tiare Flower, you're going to find that the fragrance does open up very much citrusy with a very strong woody presence, very aromatic, and with a very present muskiness. But the musk is not animalic in any kind of way. Add to that the fact that the florals are the star truly of this fragrance, followed by those woody notes. Now within the florals, and I'm saying florals because I pick up on a bouquet of white florals, where the Tiare Flower is definitely the star. But this fragrance, this to me is such a don't even think about it, add to cart kind of fragrance. This is truly a fragrance that you either want to try immediately or just add to your collection, because I am telling you, you are going to fall madly in love with it and continuously pull it and pull it and pull it. And I do have a little bit of a secret to give you about this one. If you layer it with any vanilla fragrance in your collection, get ready. Get ready, because I really do believe there is vanilla in this fragrance, but I think that they reduced the amount or the intensity of the vanilla in this fragrance specifically to allow the woody notes and the florals and the citrusy notes to really shine. Because if not, the way that the Donna Karan fragrances, the way that they do vanilla really is a very hugging, very strong vanilla that may cover other notes very easily. But here they've allowed the Tiare Flower, the florals, the citrusy notes, the woody notes, that aromatic quality, and that beautiful smooth musk to shine. And I am telling you, you're going to fall in love. This is perfect for the entire summer season, whether you're on vacation, whether it's a special occasion, whether, any occasion, day or night, gym, yoga, whatever you want to use it for, this can be your signature scent. If you have tried this fragrance on skin, please let us know what you think about it. Okay, so we're down to my last 3. And you guys know how I get with the last 3, because everything has been escalating. The passion, the love, the emotion behind each one of these fragrances has been building and building and building up. I hope you're ready, because this next one, if I can find it at a discounter, I will link it for you. But this is one that I am telling you, save your coin and just pick it up. Please, if you can get yourself a sample, get yourself a sample. If you have a friend that can send you a decant, whatever you need to do. But do not miss out on Lionora. Now, you guys know that I'm in love with mind games. I'm sorry. If you're not in love with them, I understand. I respect that. But please understand that I love mind games. But Lionora, guys, I have, I think, 7 or 8 of their bottles at this point, and Lionora is my favorite. And you guys know that there's queening There's French Defense. There's Opera Mate. There's so many fragrances that are just exceptional for mind games. But Lionora? Oh, no, no, no. Let's talk about Lionora, because let me tell you who is Lionora. Okay, Lionora is that grown-up girl. I'm not going to call her lady. She is a lady. She is a lady because she is grown up. She's not like a teenager or anything like that. But Lionora is that girl. Lionora is more than just the life of a party. She is the essence of the party. She brings the flavor. She brings the good times. She brings the good jokes. She lightens up the mood of everyone around her. It is just a joy to be around Lionora. But it's even better to be Lionora because Lionora is living her best life. Lionora has learned that today all is well. Tomorrow there may be some challenges, but still all is well. She also knows that a month from now all is well. You get my message. She understands. She has come to understand that no matter what, whether she's up or down, no matter where life takes her, all is well. And because of that, Lionora is just living her best life every day, all day, 365 days a year. Truly, truly. So that is what I get from this fragrance. On those days where I either need a reality check of like, hey, Arahi, yeah, that's not working out. Yeah, that was unfair. Yeah, that was not cool. Let's go, Lionora. Let's lift up our spirits and let's remember that all is well. That is what you're going to get from this fragrance. But let's talk a little bit about the juice because, okay, this has a very, very realistic note of passion fruit. But here's the thing about this fragrance. It is loaded with tonka bean. Because it is loaded with tonka bean, it has a very caramelly quality to it that gives all of the accords and all of the notes and all of the tonalities that you get from the fragrance, gives it like a big hug. That's what I get. And it is such a realistic kind of scent. In the fragrance, you also get some apricot, you have some osmanthus. The osmanthus has been done, in my opinion, in a very unprecedented way because I'm not even much of a fan of osmanthus. But in Lionora, I am a high fan of every single note in this fragrance. When I tell you, this is a fragrance that you are going to fall madly in love with. I find this fragrance to be very, very addictive. I find it to be very mood altering. I am telling you, if you have gotten your nose on Lionora, if you've tried this fragrance, can you please let us know how you feel about it? It doesn't have to be your favorite from the entire Mind Games line. I understand. I do have very strong feelings about it because it does embody what I explained to you. But the scent is just everything. It truly is everything. It is fruity, floral, sweet, just delicious without making you smell like food. There's a yumminess to it also that comes with it. But anyway, I could go on forever talking about Lionora, so let's just move on to the next. Okay, so this next fragrance. So this next fragrance is from a brand that has taken such a front seat in my entire collection in such a radical way, in such a short amount of time. And I have shared with you today several fragrances from several fragrance houses that are at the lead of my favorite fragrance houses in my entire collection, not just in Western niche or designer or Middle Eastern, in all of my collection. But this next fragrance. So if you've ever thought that in order for a fragrance to speak of sensuality, it has to have a certain degree of darkness to it, well, this is the fragrance that will correct that erroneous conclusion, right? Because that's where I was until I was introduced to Floraiku and Your Lips. This fragrance is sensuality in a bottle. But here's the thing. While this fragrance is not a freshie, because it is not a freshie, there's an inherent freshness to this fragrance that is just remarkable. Now, let me tell you, I'm trying to make sure that my fingerprints are not on it because that would not be cool. And this bottle does pick up my fingerprints immediately. This is the type of fragrance that is fresh without being a freshie. But from first sniff and all throughout the wear of the fragrance, it provokes a sensuality in you and those around you that I cannot explain, but I am telling you that is the case. When you wear this fragrance, you will find yourself pulling people. This to me is not that it's a date night fragrance. It could be a date night fragrance during the summer season, or if you're on holiday and you need a fragrance because you're with your better half or you're with someone who is very special to you or with your partner. You know, it has to be someone like that because this evokes sensuality. So you are going to pull people to you. You are going to be extremely alluring, okay? That is what this fragrance is all about. And they could have not come up with a better name for it than And Your Lips. Because, yes, it is all about the sensuality in you. It will pull that out of you. It will make you feel that way. It will make you own your sensuality. That is the feel of this fragrance. This is a very, very special but very dangerous kind of fragrance. But I tell you, get your nose on And Your Lips because Floraiku fragrances are quite pricey, but it is so worth it. Just save up for it and just pick it up when you have a chance after you've tried it, because I am telling you, it is so worth it. It is very aromatic. It is fresh, spicy, and has quite a bit of a citrusy quality to it. Thus, that freshness that I've talked to you about before. It is also musk based, and that musk is like, I would say like a level 3, but it's not animalic in any way. If you have any experience with the Floraiku fragrances, you know that these fragrances are known for their smoothness. They really, really are. It's like they get a hold of you with that smoothness and then they just don't let you go. And Your Lips is not the exception. It is absolutely beautiful. I could go on and on and on talking about this fragrance, so I am going to move on, but please try and get your nose on it because this is so worth it. Okay, so this next fragrance, I'm not going to have to spend a lot of time on because I am sure that you've heard so many people talk about this fragrance. The only thing that I am here to tell you truly today about this fragrance is that every piece of hype that you've ever heard is absolutely true about this fragrance. This is not one that I picked up immediately upon launch because when it comes to the note of mango, I am very finicky. But this fragrance deserves all of the praise and more that it has received to date. And when I finally picked it up, okay, it was a blind buy, and that's because I got it at a very, very good price. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try it. It's probably just all hype. I wanted to kick myself for not picking up this fragrance sooner. And I am speaking about the House of Oud Keep Glazed. And I'm sure many of you just went, oh, yes, we know, Arahi. Yes, yes, you know, but I did not know for the longest time because for some reason, you know, I just have my moments where I'm a bit stubborn and I decide that no, I'm not going to try that very hyped fragrance because no. Well, that was the case with this one. And again, I could kick myself for doing that because I missed out for quite a while on what's got to be one of the best mango fragrances out there, period. To me, this is truly a gourmand, like a tropical gourmand fragrance. The tropical feel of this fragrance is unavoidable, is undeniable. It is truly a tropical gourmand kind of fragrance. Here you're going to find some mango, of course. The mango here is so juicy and sweet and ripe, and it is just perfection. You're going to find some coconut, The coconut is creamy, but is not super creamy, but it's not a toasted coconut to my nose at all. It is definitely creamy, but not ultra creamy. The fragrance is very sweet, not super sweet, but it is very sweet. And it has a very, very strong tropical vibe. To my nose, the fragrance borders on lactonic. And that lactonic note is coming from like a cream type. It's not milk, it's like a creamy. That's how it comes across to my nose. It's like a creamy kind of scent. And then to top it all off, I don't even understand how they made this work so beautifully, because I'm also picking up on a very strong citrusy quality to the fragrance. It's always present from first sniff and throughout the wear of the fragrance. And that citrusy quality most of the time gives way to the note of lemon, truly. But when I tell you, this is perfection. This to me, as soon as I sniff it, it speaks of summer. This is a fragrance that you could probably wear during the spring, during the summer, and maybe even going into the fall season. But this is truly, to me, a summer fragrance. The other thing that adds an air of freshness to the fragrance, because if not between that creamy note that makes it a bit lactonic and the mango and other things going on here, because there's other fruits here that I promise you they have not disclosed, but I'm picking up on other fruits, but we'll just stay with the mango for now. But in addition to all that, what adds to that freshness, in addition to those citrusy notes, is there's like a fresh, spicy quality to the fragrance that comes out clearly from like a note of ginger. And the ginger is not dominant in any way. Actually, none of the notes that I've shared with you are dominant in any way, except for the mango, because this fragrance is really all about the mango. Anyway, I'm not going to talk more about this because I am sure that you are all very familiar with Keep Glazed and you feel very strongly about it. Please share with us how you feel about it in the comments section. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of today's video, and I hope that this was enjoyable for you, because I have been so excited to share with you my updated curated list of best summer fragrances. Now, you guys do know that I have quite the number of other fragrances in my collection that I could have pulled to recommend as a summer fragrance. And I don't want you to feel like if I didn't mention a fragrance that you know is great for the summer season that I've shared with you in the past, that means that I don't like it or that it did not qualify for the very best. No, as I explained in the opening, I wanted to come today and share with you a list of not so new fragrances that you need to keep on your radar, or that I think are worthy of you spending your hard-earned money on, because they are truly exceptional summer fragrances. But that does not take away from fragrances that we've discovered this year, like, and I will have to say it, like Carner, La Playa, and others that I've discussed with you. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.